So me and my friends in high school had something like this, right? And what we would do, we'd get like a SD card, right? So one guy would keep the camera, and what we'd do, we'd make like little skits and record using this camera. So we used to do like these, I don't even know, like some dumb skits. It didn't even make sense. But guess what? We enjoyed doing it, and our goal was that we'd bundle up the YouTube and get YouTube famous. But we didn't end up posting any of those videos. But that's how we started, right? Okay, now we're gonna talk about starting with what you have. How did I start? Actually, I started with this. Watch. Now, back in them days, I'm pretty sure everybody had one of these back in them days, right? And I said back in them days because this was probably when I was in high school. My friends and I would get together as a group. We always liked making videos together. So we'd use one of these. I remember one of my boys, Shaq, when he had one of these little cameras. We'd get together after school and we just record using it. It didn't give the best top tier quality, didn't get the best, none of that. But what happened is that we were creating content. Now, this wasn't anything that we posted. Maybe we posted one or two videos, but nothing that blew up. But this is what really got me introduced to the concept of editing and also just content creation in general. Back in that time too, I had an Android. I think it was probably like a One Touch PCS, something like that, one of them older phones. And what I do, I use the software called Power Director. Now there are a lot of alternatives to that. Actually, way better software engines in terms of editing softwares that can do a lot more doing a lot less, like CapCut, for example, which is what I use for all my videos. Now, once I was able to get my hand on an iPhone, because it wasn't this, but it was an iPhone at the time, that's when I started to elevate my content. I could actually show you. So one of my first videos was actually something like this.
Playing from iPhone.
And that video was off my iPhone. Then I had what? This one. Yeah, so if you look at my IG, these are videos that I created just using my phone. Now, everybody has access to an iPhone, and if you don't, you also have access to other resources that are just as good, other cameras that are just as good. For the longest while, I thought I had to wait for the perfect gear. I'm talking like the perfect tripod, the perfect lighting, the perfect equipment, when honestly, I didn't need all of that to get started. The first camera I got was actually this camera right here. This one is a Canon EOS 2000D. And if you were following me from some time ago, I started out by using this to take pictures. So what I did to kind of dip my foot in the water, I used to take pictures from my high school. And I would go to like the beach events, and when the seniors would go out for like senior skip day and all that stuff, guess what? I'm out there helping them take pictures and whatever. And then I sell it back to them for like $1 or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is that I was out there actually using the camera, just trying to get familiar with it. Now, this was not the best, but at the same time, I was still out there using it to feed the craft, feed the content. Now, let's talk about when I officially started content creation. Okay. Now, when I officially started content creation or posting videos was about a year ago, when I started to realize I should focus on consistency versus perfection. And I know that this is something that everybody, even me, still up to today, has an issue with. Let's talk about that, right? Now, we consume so much content that we have given ourselves the idea of what perfection should look like. This video should look like this. This video should look like that. It should have this kind of lighting, this kind of flare. The editing doesn't look right. And we get jumbled up with all the details, right? You know what helped me to get over that? My 30-day challenge. And if you go back on my Instagram, you're able to actually look at all those videos. Now, on my 30-day series, posting day 1, I felt good about the video. I'm like, yo, this is good. Day 2, I'm like, day 1 wasn't so hot. You know, and then you start to progress. What this did for me, it started to build consistency. It built the consistency because it was forcing me to post. And all I could do, I couldn't worry about how it looked. If it was perfect, how long it was, I was just posting. And that got me into the habits of like, not really caring about dropping. You know, when it hit, when I was on day 30 and I did a reflection and I looked back, and then I realized my content had actually gotten a lot better. My storytelling, my voiceovers, my editing, all of that actually got better over the period of those 30 days. And that leads us to our next point. What helped me was finding my niche, right? And you hear this a lot because if you watch a lot of other YouTubers, they'll tell you all the same thing. Find your niche, find the thing that you like, find this, find that. But I'm gonna tell you this, find 3 things that you like. Find 3 niches, 1 big category, right? Now, one thing that I am passionate about, if you look at my videos, it's cinematography. I really like storytelling, but storytelling in a visually appealing way. And I always do like to shout out my content creators. Look at Ramon Phoenix for somebody who's a little bit more local, right? Or say for instance you want to go bigger, we talk about Siobhan, right? These guys have that cinematic visual to it, but they have different storytelling, right? Ramon, he is actually in college. He's a college student who is emphasizing in cinema. I think he wants to be like a director or something like that. But how he does or how he styles his cinematic videos is just off the basis of storytelling, right? And his passion being a director. So he will make videos and then afterwards talk about how he came up with it, how he directed the shoots, how he came up with his different shots. He really likes to show the behind the scenes. We look at Siobhan, on the other hand, who is already more established. You go all the way back. If you go on his YouTube channel right now, you'll see it, right? He started off just doing tech, all the way up until now. He's still doing tech, right? Now the difference between the two is that they have different niches, right? But it's all based on their cinematography. You find the same thing that is like to you. Now it could be that you like to be a gym content creator. Maybe you like food. Maybe you do a lot of spiritual videos. Maybe you like get ready with me videos. As you can see, I'm doing all of these different things, right? But really and truly, as a new establishing content creator, I'm not necessarily known for anything just yet. So what does this do? It gives me the freedom to expound. I post the 3 things that I like to do. Gym, record stuff, talk to people generally, and also fashion, right? And I throw in a little bit of spiritual mix because that's also something that I'm personally trying to grow into. What I like to think of it as is that if you look at a lot of the small content creators right now, everybody's averaging around 40,000 to 100,000 subs on just a basic small account. We're in the time where content creation is just on a whole other different level. If you think about it, right? How much does it cost back in the days to do a production? They had to run TV ads, newspaper ads, etc, etc, etc. We as content creators, what do? We provide a different kind of service because now everybody doom scrolls on the phone, right? Exactly. So what do? We take that platform, those people, and we bring them closer to us. So this is why brands want to work with us. Now, how do you represent? You get good at storytelling, whether that is by using tools like ChatGPT, right? Use that as an example, or any AI tool, OpenAI, whatever it is, right? You use them to help you to tell your story in a way that attracts your audience, different from what everybody else is doing. Now, one way that I like to do that is just by bringing my personality into it. My personality comes out into my videos in different kinds of ways, right? So you'll see me pop up on the screen and I'm acting crazy. I hardly ever do act crazy. But when I act crazy, right? That's one. Another thing is the way how I visualize and how I storytell. A lot of the cinematic shots that I would take, as much as how I'm learning, it's usually very, very in accordance to how I see and how I visualize things. So guess what? I like to be real. I like to get down to nitty-gritty and the emotional side of things, right? So I'll talk about spirituality. I'll talk about how that makes me feel and how it affects you. People relate to that, right? So what they'll do, boom, 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 boom. Like the first series that I ever dropped was my 30-day series, and that kind of really showed me like what it took. It's a matter of consistency, of course, right? But not just that, it's also content. Now let's talk about that. Content. What is it that you're posting, right? You want to ensure that you kick yourself off. If you're looking to be consistent, if you're looking to continuously drop stuff, you gotta at least, I recommend it. Start off with a 30-day challenge. Challenge yourself, right? Drop 30 videos consecutive. You can plan them out day by day. And I like to do my videos where I do them a week before. So the video that you're seeing right now, I did a week in advance. I planned for it a week in advance, right? And what happens then? No, boop, the week following comes up, I'm posting. And in that week where I'm posting, I'm also recording content to be posted for the following week, right? So I put myself on that schedule because it definitely helps me stay on task, right? Now I don't have to worry about I didn't get to post, or working with my motivation, like not feeling like doing it, feeling lazy. Like, yeah, nah. First of all, just nah. Nah. That leads us into our next point, creating a simple workflow. You want to make it so simple. And I like to reference to books because I like to read, which is one thing that helps me. If you refer to Atomic Habits, it tells you if you want to be able to make a habit consistent, you got to make it simple, stupid. KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. Plan, right? So right now I'm currently on my 90-day series. Not really far in just yet. But this helped me with my 30-day series, right? So what is it that you want to do? You want to plan ahead and you use tools. Everybody is using AI right now. You can't be too big for it. It just works. The robots are taking over. It's just what they do, right? So you want to use it to your advantage. How I use ChatGPT to my advantage? Look, I need a source. I know what my faults are, right? I know I need some help when it comes on to organizing and making things look so simple because I get a little bit tangled from time to time. I just need something that makes it look simple. That way my brain can digest it and I can just get up and go. Now, right now I have my 90-day tracker going on. And as you can see, I got videos posted for 2025 on here. So I got a couple extra because I posted like this many videos so far. Still working on dropping some more. But you get the idea, right? You want to ensure you have a plan of action. How are you going to do that? You want to jot down quick ideas. So first things first, get yourself like a little notebook. It could be something this small, something this big. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be in the Notes app, again, on your smartphone, right? What I did during my 30-day series is that I would get my phone, and while I was riding the bus at the time because I wasn't driving, I would, be on the bus, locked in with my headphones on, planning all the next shots. So I'm talking on shot lists, any video ideas that I might have had. When I'm inspired, I'm writing it down. Same time, like, yo, I actually want to make a video like this. I'm describing it to myself, describing the types of shots that I want to take. And what this does, it gives you a process because now you can visit that idea again. You already have that idea cooked up. Now is when you're going to use your tools. You bring that idea that you've manufactured because, again, it is your idea. But now you want structure. Bring that to AI. Introduce it to AI. Tailor it to how you want it. So I want it to look like this. I want it to look like that. I need shot lists, videos. I need an idea of how I'm going to present this to my audience. ChatGPT or any other AI will help you to get through that and kind of diet down in a way where you can now get up and be actionable about it. Next thing you want to do is produce, right? You don't want to just be making these ideas and then they sit and then they get all cobweb and dust because you forget about them and eventually just forget to post. You don't have that spark anymore. You want to get right on it and you want to start recording raw footage. Yo, it don't even matter how good it is. If it good or if it not good or if it great or doing great, record footage, bro. Once you record your footage, doesn't matter how perfect or imperfect it is, you're then going to take it to your CapCut, any other animator, any other editor, whatever you're comfortable with. I always recommend starting off with CapCut because it's just easy to understand. It makes editing the least complicated and you don't have to be doing too much, right? Go ahead, get into that. You want to organize it in a way where it's just simple. It's just plain. You play around with the app. You conjoin your videos. It don't even matter. Put it together. And then right after that, you don't even have to ask me. Post it. Alright, let's say you're like me and you want to learn, adapt, and improve. How are you going to learn, adapt, and improve? Especially when you're in the gritty stage where you're trying to get better, right? Let's say you have 3 types of videos. You did gym, you did food, and you did thrifting, for example, right? You take those 3 and you're going to record videos maybe over the period of 30 days, whatever it is, just to give it some feedback, some content, right? I created a PDF, right, where I was able to track the likes, the comments, the interactions, the views, right, that I had on each of my videos, Then I put it into a database, and I'll actually show you that right here. I'll pull it up on the screen too. So I then put it in a Excel sheet where I'm then able to track it over time to see how well my videos did. The ones that did well, I then take the information from there and then I do it again, right? So I'm looking at the time that I posted, I'm looking at what was in it, I'm looking at how I handled the hook, right? And then what I'm doing, using this information and implementing it into the next video, repeating the things that I thought worked or that the database said worked, right? And repeating that same thing. Now we're looking at more potential videos, virality. All right, so after that, you learn, you adapt, and you improve. How are you learning, adapting, and improving? You find out what works and what didn't work so great. And how do you do this? By looking what worked with your audience versus what didn't. So you look at the likes, your comments, the reach. Did Instagram push your video out a little bit more? What you then do is take the information from that and you move accordingly. The videos that did well this week, you're going to repeat whatever worked in those videos and repeat it again. Now you're creating a cycle where you're recycling information from old content that did well, redoing it in another one. Boom. Virality. Exposure. The nitty-gritty. You get it. At the end of the day, content creation is about building visibility and creating opportunities for yourself, right? So we don't want to limit ourselves to just one platform. We want to spread it across. So what you want to do, you want to spread it across all the different platforms. And how are we going to spread it across different platforms? YouTube, this is where you're going for your long form. You've literally been listening to me talk for probably about 10 minutes, right? That's where you go when you want to talk, educate. You want to educate someone about something. You also want to share some knowledge. YouTube. TikTok, you're looking for something more catchy, punchy, maybe something quick. That's where you're going to post that kind of knowledge, because people are on TikTok wanting to learn how to bake, how to do something fast and quick, something that keeps people engaged. TikTok. So by posting on all the different platforms, what this does, it just spreads your seeds. It gives you more opportunity. You're not creating content. What you're doing now is creating opportunities for yourself to grow in different bases. Now you're not tied down to just one platform. Now you have the opportunity to blow up here, 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 and here. Or maybe here, but not to the rest, right? Starting out, my humble advice, what I recommend, is just be consistent. Find your groove, find your method. Find out what works for you so that you can get up every day, do what you love, while you go to work to your regular 9 to 5, the hours that we put in there, ensure that you're putting in time into your own craft. Post videos, plan, right? Use your tools to make it simple for yourself to just make a video, post it up, and just keep posting. Keep posting. Something's gonna hit. Social media is so consumed, everybody's feeding. Even me, sometimes I'm like, yo, you gotta watch that. But it's just the reality of it, right? You just bring your piece of the puzzle. Take your piece of the pie and just run with it. Anyways, I ain't gonna keep y'all to too long. If y'all stay to the end of the video, I do appreciate you guys 100%. Drop a comment in the video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I'd be happy to help out. And if you want a full breakdown of what it is, like as far as gear or whatever it is that I use to either make this video or what I started out with, hit me up too. I'll be more than happy to let you guys know the juice to the game. Alright? Anyways, big up on yourself. You don't know who it is. It's your boy Crown Prince. I will catch you on the next one. Salute. Mom, I just did one of the best takes of the whole thing, and you caught me like right in the middle, so I'm gonna have to do it again. I don't know if I got it like that.